A few years ago, scientists at Stanford put people inside a brain scanner and asked them to think about three things: themselves today, a stranger, and themselves 10 years from now. Here's what the scan showed. When you think about yourself in the future, the brain region that lights up isn't the one for you, it's the one for strangers. Neurologically, your future self is a stranger, which means every time you try to save money, your brain processes it as giving your money away to someone you've never met. And that's just the first glitch. Your brain is running 5 of them, 5 pieces of ancient wiring quietly emptying your account. Today we open that machine, and at the end, I'll show you the one trick that beats all 5 at once, because it doesn't fight your brain, it removes it. Glitch 1 has a name: present bias. Offer someone $100 today or $120 next month, and most people grab the 100. Even though that's a return no investment on earth would match. The future is dim, distant, and belongs to that stranger. The present is bright, loud, and belongs to you. Now here's the twist. Those same researchers found a fix. When people were shown aged photos of their own face, wrinkles, gray hair, their actual future self staring back, their willingness to save shot up. The stranger became real, so they stopped robbing him. Remember that. Everything about saving gets easier the moment the stranger gets a face. We'll come back to him. Glitch 2. Spending used to hurt. Scientists put people in scanners while shopping. Real money, real purchases. When prices were too high, a region called the insula lit up. That's a pain region. Handing over cash literally registers in the brain like a small injury, and that pain was your built-in brake. Then we invented the painkiller. Cards, taps, one click, subscriptions. Every innovation in payments for 30 years has had one true purpose: remove the pain. In a famous MIT experiment, people bidding on basketball tickets were split into 2 groups. One had to pay cash, the other by card. The card group was willing to pay up to twice as much. Same tickets, same people. The only difference: no pain. Understand what this means. The entire economy is engineered to anesthetize you at the exact moment you spend. You're not weak. You're numbed. And the numbness has a body count. Every year, the Federal Reserve asks Americans one simple question: could you cover a surprise $400 expense with cash? Nearly 4 in 10 say no. Not because they never earned $400. Most of them earned it thousands of times over. It passed through their hands, painlessly, tap by tap, subscription by subscription. That is the painkiller working exactly as designed. Glitch 3. Your brain doesn't have one account. It has jars. Economists call it mental accounting. Money gets treated differently depending on where it came from, even though every dollar is identical. Salary, serious money. Guarded, a tax refund, a bonus, birthday cash. Your brain quietly files those under free money, and free money exists to be spent. That's why a $1,000 bonus vanishes in a weekend while you agonize over a $50 grocery overspend. 2 identical coins. Your brain weighs them differently and consistently lets the fun one escape. The people who save aren't the ones who resist temptation better. They're the ones who caught the sorting error. There is no free money. There's just money. Glitch 4 explains a mystery. You earn more than you did 5 years ago. So why is there still nothing left at the end of the month? Because spending expands to fill the income available. The raise comes, the celebration lasts a month, and then, silently, the baseline moves. The nicer apartment becomes normal. The better car becomes normal. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. The thrill fades, the cost stays. This is lifestyle creep, and it's why saving doesn't automatically get easier as you earn more. The gap between what you make and what you spend isn't produced by income. It's produced by decisions. And if you never decide, the treadmill decides for you. Everything spent forever. Which brings us to the final glitch, the belief that you can beat the other 4 with discipline. Every failed budget starts the same way. This month, I'll just try harder. But look at the matchup. On one side, Your willpower, a resource that runs out daily, drained by work, stress, and decisions. On the other, a trillion-dollar industry of engineers, psychologists, and algorithms whose full-time job is defeating it. One-click checkout was not invented to save you time. And here's the cruelest detail, straight from the research on scarcity. Money stress itself consumes the brainpower you'd use to escape it. In one landmark study, the same farmers scored dramatically lower on intelligence tests before harvest, when they were broke, than right after being paid. Same people, same brains. Scarcity was taxing their thinking by roughly the equivalent of losing a full night of sleep. So the standard advice, just be more disciplined, demands the most willpower from exactly the people who've had the most drained. The game isn't just rigged, it's rigged hardest against whoever is losing. So here's the trick that beats all 5 glitches at once. Take your brain out of the loop. Automation. A standing order that moves money to savings the moment your salary lands. Before you see it, before the stranger gets robbed, before the painkiller kicks in, before the jars missort it, before the treadmill eats it. Not saving what's left after spending, spending what's left after saving. And it works because it's not a resolution, it's a system. In one famous program, economists asked workers to commit a slice of their future raises to savings, money they'd never held, so the brain never felt the loss. Savings rates roughly quadrupled. Nobody became more disciplined. The system just stopped asking the brain for permission. The full system is 3 moves. 1. The automatic transfer, timed to the day your income lands. The stranger gets paid before you ever see the money. 2. Send it somewhere with friction, a separate account at a different bank, no card attached, at least 2 annoying steps away. You're not hiding money from thieves. You're hiding it from you at 11 p.m. And 3, every time your income rises, raise the transfer first before the treadmill notices. That's it. No spreadsheet, no guilt, no willpower required, which is precisely why it works. 5 glitches. Ancient wiring, modern predators. You'll never out-discipline them, and you don't have to. Build the system once, and the stranger you've been robbing your whole life finally gets paid. This channel opens machines, the ones in banks, in prices, and in your own head. Last episode we opened the bank. Subscribe, because the next machine is already open.